I'm recording. Action.
Okay, this video is about force. Now, I have my brother Dakota help me explain it. So on three, we're going to both pull. 1, 2, 3. As you can see, Dakota can't move me because I have a greater mass than him. And an object with a greater mass against an object with a lower mass, it's always going to win because force, just like heavier masses. Now, I can pull Koda's easier than he can pull me because he has a lighter mass. Thank you. And that's the first example of the many examples I'm going to be giving. Because Newton had 3 laws: law of inertia, law of acceleration, and law of interactions. Newton's first law stated that an object at rest would stay at rest, an object in motion would stay at motion, or unless its velocity is changed. An object in Newton's second law, the law of acceleration, he stated that the acceleration of an object will remain constant in the mass of the object. The acceleration of an object depends on the mass of the object and the object and the amount of force that's on the object. So, and there's an equation for that I'll tell you later. Newton's first law, it says that an object in motion will stay in motion. Which is inertia. And inertia is the tendency for an object to resist moving. So if you ever wonder why, when you try to move a heavy TV or try to pick up something that's really heavy and you can't pick it up, that's called inertia. And that's why when you try to push, pull, or pick up something, it won't move. Newton's second law is a law of inertia, a law of acceleration. This law states that when something has a heavier mass and going at a higher speed than something else, for example, a car, it's going to cause more damage. That's why on the accidents, I think it was during the days when we were snowed in, there was so many accidents in there because 18-wheelers, since they have a greater mass and greater velocity, well, not velocity, but greater mass than smaller cars, they cause more damage. A smaller car, if you try to stop a smaller car, it's easier. Trying to stop a large truck that's going the same velocity as a small car, it's harder because it has a greater mass. The equation for this is force equals mass over acceleration, which is F equals m over a. Newton's third law, a law of interactions. This law stated that whenever objects give off a certain force, there's always an equal and opposite force towards that. So that's why when you walk, the ground or the floor is pushing up against you. So when you walk, if we didn't have this force, our feet would just stay right there on the ground. And when you're doing sports or something like that, when you're, say for example, swimming, all you're going to be doing is this. You're not even going to go anywhere. Or if you try to do this, not going to go anywhere. This also relates to sports as well. Projectile motion. This is the curved motion of when an object is thrown. That's why when you throw a football, when you throw a softball, or kick a soccer ball, they curve. They go straight, and then once they lose that momentum, they curve down. There's many sports that include this. We also do projectile motion when a person is jumping. When a person is jumping, they first are going straight and then they land. This also relates to skydiving. Like, okay, when somebody has a greater mass than something else, that object is going to go farther down to the ground much quicker than the lighter object. So that's why if you ever watch skydivers, they when they jump out of the plane, they do this to slow them down. If they were to just go like this, they'll go much quicker to the ground than if they were just go like this. The law of Newton also. So those